Hi, I'm Hillary.
And I'm Brenda.
And we work here at RCAL,
The Resource Center for Accessible Living in Kingston.
New York. And today, Brenda and I are going to address exercise during COVID. Yes. So, Brenda, I heard a rumor. I don't even know if you consider this a rumor, but I heard that because of COVID, a lot of people are not leaving their house as much, not even doing things like going out grocery shopping like they used to, not getting out and visiting friends. They're even seeing their doctors via telehealth. So a lot of people, even if they've managed to kind of figure out some social connections and get their needs met, people aren't getting out as much. And I've heard that being too sedentary can cause some health problems or potential health problems, such as increased potential for blood clots, especially if you're older and you've been sitting or laying in a similar period for long amounts of time. It can also cause weight gain if you're not getting out there and burning off calories that you're eating. It can cause things like even just kind of feeling blah, right? Mm-hmm. Like the blues, so to speak, if you're not getting out and getting enough exercise. So if that's me, what can I do?
Well, I like the way you phrase that, and let's add to it just being sedentary when you're not used to being sedentary, and now you've been home. One. It could also cause diabetes and other health-related issues. We could really paint quite a picture.
And we are not doctors.
Not at all.
Not at all. We are just repeating what we've heard.
We are observing what we've seen within RCAL and all the services we provide. So, interesting thing, telehealth is a great thing.
It is a great thing.
Staff coming into your house and grocery shopping for you is wonderful. Mm-hmm. They're keeping you safe. If you have a compromised immune system, you're not out in the public. However, all of those services being given to you can really equal you staying home way more often than you are used to. Sometimes the grocery store could be a mile walk. You go up and down those aisles several times. You've walked a mile. And now you cut all of that out. You could be at increased risk for stroke or diabetes or other health issues. Not to mention that you just don't feel as well. You and I know from our programs, when people are out and they're exercising and they're busy and they're working, they're much happier.
Yeah.
They're sitting home playing video games or reading. And
I mean, I love binging Netflix though.
So. A lot of people do, but then you have your exercise times, you ride your bike or you hike, and those things are safe to get out. You're social distanced, you're away from people, you're not in crowds. So maybe you're not going to the grocery store, but maybe you should just be walking in your neighborhood.
Okay, so that's one good idea. So taking just a walk around the block or walking around my neighborhood. We're a mix of urban and rural, so some roads maybe more like highways and probably less safe to walk on. And then some may have nice sidewalks, so it really depends on where you live. But that could be a really good suggestion, is just taking a walk. And if you don't live in a place where there's a nice space for you to safely walk on the road, you can use rail trails.
Yes.
And then there's a lot of hiking trails, and many of them are actually accessible.
They are, and I love the ones that are posted as being accessible.
So we've got that.
And that list is kind of growing locally, as you know.
Is.
So that being said, let's throw in there people who normally go to the gym, they're really good about it, but then during COVID, they were not comfortable. I'm one of them.
I have a gym membership, haven't been in 4 years, but I'll blame COVID. So
well, guess what you can do instead of that? There is so much online for free.
Ooh.
You could do yoga, you could do calisthenics, you could do aerobics, you could just do stretching exercises right online, and it's free.
So you can use either free apps for exercising, YouTube exercise videos. If you get cable, a lot of times there's like different exercise classes and channels that you can go on. So that's a really great one. If you like to have a group exercise or even just be given kind of personalized exercise routine that you could be modified to whatever your needs are. That's a really good suggestion.
It is very good. Hillary, you and I later will compare something and we'll send it out there.
Ooh.
If you go onto Google and you type in Adrienne yoga classes, there is this girl, Adrienne, who does free yoga classes for every level.
Oh, and she's right online?
She's right online. She's been on the Today Show. She worked with all of their staff. She's getting very popular. but she has such a wide variety. You could do yoga just for abs. You could do yoga just for stretching.
So that's
Look
a
her
really
up.
great option. So there's a lot of exercise material out there that's available through different apps, YouTube, TV, whatever it is, even just putting on your favorite song and dancing around your kitchen.
I'm so glad you said that, because I was going to say, Hillary, do you think moving an extra 10 minutes a day is beneficial to you, or does it have to be some huge gym membership of an hour and a half?
I think
Could we
just
do
moving,
10 to
yeah.
20 minutes and just,
Sure.
if you're reading a book for hours a day, or you start amping it up to 10 and 20 minutes, you're making a difference, right?
I really like that idea.
Okay.
I think anything, that you can do where you can add exercise or just movement to your normal routine. So if you're someone who loves to get up from your Netflix binge like myself to get some chips, do some ballet as you go into the kitchen. I mean, you don't have to be a ballerina, but you could just kind of, do ballet. And because part of this exercise keeps us healthy, but it's also really important to keep our blood circulating, right?
Yes.
And keep moving. So you're not going to probably lose any weight balleting to the kitchen, but it's going to move your body in ways that you may not be if you're just kind of sitting around. So
and do you think it'll benefit your mental state?
It might.
I think it might.
Yeah, who knows?
You might feel, hey, that felt good. Let me try it again.
So what if I'm someone who is like, okay, Hillary, I'm not balleting to the kitchen. Thank you. I'm also not into the computer. I really don't want to go online, and I just really don't feel comfortable walking on the rail trail by myself. So what else could I do? Because I've heard many towns and municipalities may have some group exercise things that are outside. Is that true?
They do.
Oh, they do.
They do. I have seen yoga outside. I saw a stretching class outside. And I just saw a free class. I was walking at the park and I saw a free class that was a sign. And you could come and shoot baskets and get involved in this little kind of a competition. But it was just to get kids moving who haven't been involved in sports.
So there's a lot of like adults or even kids
sports. Yeah.
That are available to the community that are outdoors. You have, I've seen them. I know, coaching kids. I've seen kids playing soccer with masks on. A lot of places have pickleball courts. Is very popular. You have adults volleyball and soccer leagues. So if you are someone who really likes to be more active and you're missing that in your life, call your local town. Ask around, find Facebook groups is another great place.
Oh, that's good.
To look
meet
for
up
some of these
kind of groups safely, of course.
Safely.
And I did see some gyms doing outdoor. They brought their bicycles outside, their stationary bikes, and they're doing what is it called, a spin class?
Okay,
I've never taken one, but outdoor spin classes. That's happening. So people are spread out and they're out in the open air. It looks really cool when you go by. There's like 3 rows of them, and they're spinning away with a
that is
instructor.
Cool.
Yeah.
I also know, at least where we are, there's a lot of nature preserves, and often there's guided walks, things like that. So, again, this isn't something you have to feel like, I'm not an athlete. You can kind of just go out for a walk, learn about the flora and fauna, maybe on some of our nature preserves. Same thing, look for activities that are going on outside in your community. And even if they're not necessarily a physical fitness, if you're outside, if you're moving about, like apple picking or pumpkin picking, hay rides, it's going to kind of get you moving and keeping you safe at the same time.
I like it. What about asking a neighbor to join you just on a walk around your town?
Yeah, I like that.
I see a lot of that in my area lately. A lot of people who are retired and they meet up at a certain corner and they walk for 30 minutes.
Yeah, I love that.
I think it's a great idea.
Meeting up with a neighbor or even a coworker, if you're someone who maybe is like, I go home and I'm just not comfortable going out, but I do go to work, but you sit at a desk. Taking a walk on your lunch break with a coworker might be another great way to get some exercise. If you have a pet, you may have a fenced-in yard where you just kind of been letting your pet in and out. Take your pet for a walk.
Take your pet for a walk.
Another one. I have a dog, not always the best behaved, so you got to make sure you're up for the challenge. But getting out there with an animal is another great, safe way, especially on the rail trails, to get outside and get some exercise. Because while we want everyone to be safe, COVID is one thing that could jeopardize our health, but not moving at all can also jeopardize our
Yeah.
health. So it's good to have
Yeah.
balance and make sure that we're doing things that are good for our body, but also keeping us safe at the same time.
That's such a great point, Hillary. Yeah, those are the two things we're trying to balance here.
All right. And if you have some ideas, let us know. And thank you.